the 2 years since Putin's unprovoked war in Ukraine, countless innocent lives have been upended. Many Ukrainians have had no choice but to flee, including to our own great state of New Hampshire. These testimonials from Ukrainians and Granite Staters show their bravery, their patriotism, and fierce determination, and further highlight why we need to continue supporting Ukraine's fight for freedom. This testimony is from Olga Subkayo, a first-generation Ukrainian living in New Hampshire. Olga said, "Ukrainians are you, me, and all of us. They're no different. They go to school, they go to work, they go to houses of worship. They're sacrificing their lives for their homes, land, environment, resources, and sovereign right to democracy within their own country. War creates generational trauma. It destroys families, homes, economic and structural integrity, and causes lifelong pain. The irony is not lost on me, a first-generation Ukrainian residing in New Hampshire, the live free or die state. The bridge between democratic principles, pride, patriotism, loyalty, and the belief in liberty and the freedom to pursue happiness in one's own country is not far from New Hampshire to Ukraine." The story of Taras Zubritsky, who left Ukraine for New Hampshire after Russia's invasion. Taras said, "We were born in the western part of Ukraine and have lived there all our lives. After the full-scale invasion began, it became unsafe to be there. Overall, New Hampshire is quite similar to the place where we lived in Ukraine. Similar nature, similar climate. Luckily, we have the Ukrainian church in Manchester, where we met many other Ukrainians. After the Russian invasion, everyone, including us, changed. Americans need to know that Ukraine has been experiencing constant aggression from Russia, trying to erase our culture, history, and language." The words of Carly Stevens, a New Hampshire native who attended university, began her career and met her husband in Ukraine. "I was born and raised in New London, New Hampshire," Stevens said. "I studied, lived, worked, and fell in love in Ukraine. I started my career in legal, and most importantly, I met my husband in Kyiv. Since Putin's full-scale invasion, I've watched my old apartment destroyed with a rocket, and the stadium where I met my husband is now a bomb crater. My friends, former students and colleagues, most too old to be on the front lines, in addition to working their day job to support their families, they have to fight for their survival and the survival of their country. 2 years ago, all these people were leading lives just like you and me, and we all have lost someone who was killed by Russia. The United States, as one of the greatest countries in the world, has the ability to stop Vladimir Putin, just as we brought down the Soviet Union. But we can only do so by fully supporting Ukraine. We must not abandon Ukraine now. We must not deny them the resources and tools and the weapons they need to defeat Putin once and for all.